Do you like treasure hunts, Holly?
Yes. Although I don't really have any experience with going on an actual treasure hunt.
I don't have any experience winning or finding anything under a treasure hunt, but I think they're a blast. We have the organizer of the Utah treasure hunt, David Cline, with us. David, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me on.
So Holly tells me this is the 10th annual.
I did not say that. I said it started during COVID.
Oh, okay. Started during COVID. It's like at least the 5th or 6th annual.
Yeah, this is our 6th annual hunt that we've done during the summer.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's free and open for anybody. We pretty much write a poem, and over the years it's grown a lot. So outsmarting 100,000 people and AI is getting tougher and tougher every year. So some of the clues in the poem are a little subjective. It's a little tricky, but a team or an individual or a family, some friends, they can kind of use the hints in the poem and just find a chest hidden somewhere in the wilderness.
So tell us a little bit about how you got this started and why.
Yeah, it was back in 2020 during COVID, and I just felt like morale as a society was just down, and so I called my friend John, who he's the co-host with me. We've been doing this together for the last 6 years. Because he was the only friend. Long story short, I wanted to do $5,000 for the first hunt back in 2020, and I told my wife about it, and she's like, "Yeah, you're not just burying $5,000 in the woods, so you need to go find a friend to split it with you." And so I went through all the contacts in my phone, and John was the only one crazy enough that I saw his name and instantly knew he was in, and so I called him, and he's like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. Let's do it." And so kind of the rest is history.
So tell us about it. You have a poem. And you're going to publish that at some point, which has all of the clues you need, or are there subsequent poems, or tell us how that works.
Yeah, so it actually started on last Saturday, so the hunt's been going on since noon on Saturday. And theoretically, a team or a person could just use the poem as is to find the chest, but just to make sure that it kind of ends before school starts, we release a weekly clue on Friday to our email list. So if anyone wants to kind of participate, or there's a lot of people that, from all over the world that kind of just tune in, they like to kind of see the progress of it. And so just our website, UtahTreasureHunts.com, you can just kind of subscribe to the email list and get the weekly clue every Friday. We blast that out.
So I wanted to ask you about that very first one. Was it literally a treasure chest, and where did you end up putting that first one?
Yeah, so I'm from Conwood Heights, and so in high school, all my friends loved Rocky Mouth Trail, and so the very first one was up Rocky Mouth, and we kind of underestimated just how talented and smart people are, and so we thought it would take all summer to find, and it was found in 3 days.
Oh.
So the very first year, we kind of learned our lesson that you can't underestimate the public at large because they'll just trounce you every single time. So we were humbled. Yeah, it took less than 72 hours for someone to find it the first year. So, and then we never know. Sometimes we think we're really clever, and then we're not. So, this one could be found today. It could be found in August. We don't know. So every year is kind of a fun, adventure for us too.
So describe the pot of gold. What is it that people are looking for?
So it's literally a treasure chest. There's lots of pictures of it, like on social media and stuff. But it's just a wooden treasure chest. And, originally we did hide the whole amount of money in the chest. But in subsequent years, we're just thinking, what if, somehow a mouse gets into the chest and shreds $25,000 to make a nest. So there is money in it, but essentially there's money and a note that says, "Hey, congratulations for finding this. You won. Give us a call and we'll wire you the rest." Just so we can sleep better at night.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Wow. Yeah. Tell me, how is this funded now? Are you still are you paying out of pocket for this? Do you have donors who can give you, the part of the pot?
Yeah. So over the years, we've kind of done both. A lot of it's come out of pocket through our we do real estate. And so a lot of it was funded through kind of our real estate business. I think, I haven't done the math recently, but I think to date we've given away probably between $250,000 and $300,000 just over the last 6 years. And, but yeah, some hunts we have some great sponsors that come in. We have a lot of friends that own some great companies that have helped out. But our dream, I think, is just to have some very wealthy benefactor that is just a fan that can just kind of privately fund these, because it's real estate's been tough the last couple of years. So, and partly we usually start this hunt at the end of May, like around Memorial Day, but just because of circumstances that we had to wait a month. So it was a month late, but we're happy to do it because there's so many people that kind of look forward to this every year. It almost feels like it wouldn't be a summer in Utah without this treasure hunt. So we're just kind of happy to have it, be able to do it again this year.
We're speaking this morning with David Cline, organizer of the Utah Treasure Hunt. Where can our listeners find the poem and information about your hunt, David?
Yeah, probably the best two places are on the website, utahtreasurehunts.com. And then, every single day there's, 50 or 100 different groups of hunters out there looking for it, and they'll tag us on social media. So we repost kind of, their story, and so Instagram also. So John's Instagram is on the John, and ours is the Cline fam.
Sounds interesting. Well, thank you for joining us, David.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to look that up, utahtreasurehunt.com.
And if we have any listeners who are wealthy who want to participate, here's your open invitation.
Yeah, we could have the $250,000 treasure hunt next year. Yeah, it sounds fun, actually. Like I said, I'm really, really poor at treasure hunts, but they're interesting. So tell us, what is our theme? Or
so
fun
facts of the day. I have a couple for you today. So first of all, I have to tell you a story. So you've been a parent. I was a parent. When my first child was learning to speak, he started asking for razor ducks, and I had no idea what he was talking about, right? I
still don't.
Right. That's part of the story. So kids, as they start to learn to talk, they sometimes don't get their words quite right. So we one day were over by the freezer and opened the freezer, and he said, razor duck, and it was one of those freezer pops that were in the freezer, right, just in the plastic thing. And we call them freezer sticks. But today is actually National Freezer Pop Day. But the family lore is they're razor ducks because of our 1-year-old.
Do we even know where that came from?
No.
Razor ducks?
No, it's just how he interpreted what we were saying, is it turned out razor ducks.
So I call them popsicles.
Popsicles to me have a stick, and they're kind of different. So these are the ones that are like the juice. They make a huge mess.
Right,
you cut the end off because people leave the plastic all over. But freezer pops or otter pops is like the name brand.
Kid's shirt.
Yeah, right.
More than anything else.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So it's National Freezer Pop Day. It's National Ice Cream Sundae Day, and then
Ice Cream Sundae. Don't quit here.
Okay.
My first job in life.
Aw.
Soda jerk at Snellgroves making ice cream sundaes.
That's awesome.
Wonderful job.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And then finally, it's National Video Game Day. So this is a super popular day because video games are super popular. And it's interesting, when I, again, was raising my kids, I would tell them things like, oh my gosh, get off the computer, right? You're just playing games all the time. Well, I have a son who works for Google now, and you can say he plays games all the time. Not really. He's not a game. He does game, but that's not his job. But that has turned into professions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it has. Luckily, or maybe unluckily, I sort of aged. The video games started when I was a little bit too old to jump into video games. And even though I tried, I mean, the kids.
I never really got into it, but my kids did. Yeah.
Right,
and now my grandkids are.
Yeah, and good and bad to video games. If they take up all your day, that's not so good. But if they give you some skills and get you socializing with other people, maybe it's a good idea.
So kind of related, I think we've talked a little bit about drones and how that's changed war games. But that's right. I mean, you're never going to get any skills from that. Well, actually, they did. Go figure, right?
You can fly a drone.
My goodness.
Better than anyone else.